Hey, what's up guys? My name is Visathep. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of UdiahsWorkshop. During today's episode, we're actually going to start building a high grade. Right here I have the RX-0 Unicorn Gundam Destroy Mode, full cycle frame prototype mobile suit with a head display base limited edition. I'm highly excited about this one. I had this since November and I barely touched it. I promised myself that I was going to build it once I moved into my new apartment. So during today's episode, we're not going to actually build the mobile suit Gundam itself. We're going to start with the head display base limited edition. And then on Thursday's episode, I'll actually go inside and build the Gundam itself. So during this episode, I'll show you guys what's inside the box and we'll go on from there. So if you guys are interested, please stick around. Thank you so much, guys. At the bottom of the box, you'll have two manuals, one for the RX-0 Unicorn Gundam Destroy Mode and one for the head display base. Also, you will have 3 armored runners, an inner frame runner, and also a weapons runner, 2 psycho frame runners, 1 polycap, and a decal template. Your last runner is your limited edition head display base. So in total, you should have 10 items. So to start this build, you're going to need a nipper and your X-Acto blade. Also, you need your head display base manual. It is in Japanese, but don't worry, the pictures are really detailed. Just follow the instructions in order, and that will help you out tremendously. Also, you have your head base frame. So your first step is that you need A17, A16, and A1. So let's get those pieces. A17 is right here. Make sure you cut as closely as possible, but be careful to not cut the piece too deep or it will mess up your Gundam piece. You need A16. And just make sure to take your time, don't rush it, because if you do rush it, you're gonna end up making some mistakes and you don't want that as well. And just make sure the nipper is flush against the piece and watch where you're cutting. And then you need A1, which is right over here. Sorry, it's my first time doing this on camera, so I gotta get used to it. So just put it aside. So it looks like A17 goes in here. I highly recommend keeping your pieces above the table, so that way if they end up falling, you know where it is. Most of the time, when I started building, I would lose the pieces, and it would take me like an hour or so to find it. So just make sure you do it over the table. Make sure it's flush like that. Then connect this piece right here. So this makes your first V-fin. So I did have some nubs on here that I have to clean up. So what I'll do is open up my X-Acto blade and then just clean up the nubs like this. And just be careful, you can scrape off some of the armor, so just make sure you're just taking your time. Alright, so our next step is to get A5 and A4. A5 is over here, so we'll just cut it off with the nipper. And A4 was up top right here. There we go. So it looks like A5 goes on top like this, and then A4 goes in the bottom. There we go. And then our next step, we need to get A14, which is right here. So my tip to you is just to match the photo to see where everything goes. That's the easiest way. So it looks like this piece attaches together to this piece like this, and then just squeeze it. So there you go. So going on to step 2, we need A24 and A26. So I'm actually getting excited because we're actually getting to the bigger pieces. So let's find A24. A24 is this piece right here. A26 is down here somewhere. Alright, so all you do is move up the V-fin and then put the A24 piece here. Make sure it clicks, and then A26 goes right here in the bottom. There you go. And I see another nub. I don't know if you guys can see it, but I have a nub right there, so I'm gonna clean that up. So it's best to have the knife pointed away from you. Sometimes I do have it coming towards me because I find it easier to take it off, but just be careful. You can also use your fingernails if you have any to scrape it off. And then there's one on this side too as well. And just put the blade back in the cap when you're done with it. So on step 3, it looks like we need A11, B4, and B3. So I'm really excited about that because we're actually getting to the facial part. So A11 is right here. Just cut it off. So it actually looks like you need 2 frames. I just realized that. So this is going to be your cycle frame, part of the face. So the B4 and B3 is on this one, which is pretty unique. This is my first Unicorn Gundam, so just seeing it come together in the different colors make it really different. We have to cut off B3, which is right here. Sorry if I'm like whispering and like talking to myself most of the time, but just make sure you cut everything right the first time, because even if you try to glue it together, it's not gonna fit right. So let's see how this goes together. So you have your B4 piece right here, and your B3, and it looks like it attaches this to A1. So your A1 goes on here like this, so it attaches to it like that, and then your B3 comes in the back like this. Clicks them together like that, and then you connect it together like this. There you go. Alright, so it looks like we need A20, the headpiece, so I believe it's right here. This goes on top. So all you have to do is align the base together with the one on the top, so it looks like that. Step 4, we need A13, A12, and A23. Those look really small, so be careful not to lose those pieces. Yeah, it's really small, that little dot right there. A23 goes in right here in the middle. And then A13 and A12, they just go on the side. You see that they make that little gun piece right there on the side, which is pretty cool. It was tricky because my fingers are pretty big, so I had a little difficulty trying to put them on. We need B1 and B2. Sorry if my quality is a little blurry. It's kind of hard to build this and make sure everything's on focus. For my next future videos, I'll try to have them better quality. Also, my SD card is pretty small too as well, so every 3 minutes I have to put the clips onto my computer. So B1 goes to the side like this, just attach it to the back piece right there, and then this side goes onto here like this, and then you just squeeze the 2 pieces together. Be careful, there is a lot of room to break pieces here. Just make sure you're taking your time and be kind of gentle with it as well. Alright, so we're almost done. Step 5, we need A19 and A10. A19 is right here. So in between the clips, I'm cleaning up my nubs. So make sure you guys do that, because if you don't make your pieces flush, they're not going to fit sometimes. And sometimes it's a little tricky to decipher where to cut. Sometimes, some nubs are used onto your Gundam pieces. Make sure what you're cutting off is right. Alright, so it looks like A10 and A19 connect together, so you just put them together right here. So I guess this makes the mouth guard, make sure it's on tight. Alright, so all I did was make sure that these 2 pieces right here are closely closed in together. Then all you have to do is attach that bottom piece that I built earlier to these 2 ends right here. They clip on, and then it allows you to cover the face, like that. So our next step is number 6, which we already did in order for the face mask to go on. Alright, so back to the back side. Number 7, it looks like we need A25. Let's get that piece, which is this big one right here. The pointy part is the one that goes on top, and then you just attach it together like this. It's pretty cool. Number 8, it's for his side. Looks like we need A21 and A3. And then it looks like we need A3 and A2, which are the smaller pieces. And sometimes when you open up the package, the connections are pretty loose, so once you cut one side, the other side would fall off. Alright, so A22 and A2 looks like they connect together right here, like this. You can just squeeze it in, and then same thing with A21 and A3. Here you go. The next thing that you have to do is connect this nub into that socket right there. This right here is this cheek. Put A22 right here and just align it with the hole. Once you get it in, just gently push it in, and then it's gonna look like that. Okay, and do the same thing for the other side. This is A21. Be careful, the pieces do fall off. That one clicked in. And it's always important to remember where the pieces go, just in case they fall off as you build it. So this one looks like a small piece came off. Just pay attention to all the pieces that you have. This one I might end up gluing on because it keeps on coming off every time I put something on. Put this one back on because it came off. There you go. Step 10, looks like we're building the stand. You need A6, A7, and A9. This is your A9. And A6. A6 looks like this, and then you connect A7, the smaller part, to this section right here, and then A9, you have the nub facing out, and it connects to the bottom like this, and it clicks together. For number 9, you need A8 and A15. Sorry about that, I went out of order for a little bit. And A8. Try to get as close as possible to the piece so that way you don't end up needing to clean up the nubs at the end. So A9 goes on top of A15, there you go. Then you attach this to the bottom of the head, like that. I was kind of nervous there, I felt like I was gonna break something. And then you need the bottom of the base, which is A18. Also resembles his neck area. Cut this off likewise. I bought this at my local comic book store. It wasn't wrapped like you would find it at Barnes & Noble's. What they do is they wrap their stuff with a plastic wrap to make sure no one opens it. But when you get your stuff at a local comic book store, they might have the box unwrapped. So just to make sure that you have all the pieces, you know, sometimes you could just open it and just make sure all the runners are inside. I highly recommend that. Some places when you buy these stuff you can't return it, so just make sure that you have everything before you leave the store. Attach the ball joint to that hole right there. Yeah, just make sure everything's aligned, and then just put it on like that. So that's your base. Came out really nice. It's an easy build. Also, you could connect this piece to the back, which this will be where your Gundam stands. This is your RX-0 Unicorn Gundam Destroy mode. You could also take off the side pieces and the mast piece right here, and you can see the cycle frame and all that stuff. Hope you guys enjoyed. I wanted to take this time out to say thank you for all the subscribers and all the positive feedbacks that I've been receiving. It really motivates me and pushes me to do more. If you guys like today's episode, please like it or share it. You can follow me on Instagram, Facebook, Tumblr, Twitter. You can contact me at UdiahsWorkshop@gmail.com. Like I said, you know, I'm so excited to see a new comment just waiting to be answered. So don't be afraid to ask any questions. I'll get to it as soon as I can. If you guys like today's channel, please subscribe. I really do appreciate it. Thank you so much, guys, and I'll see you guys on Thursday, and we'll actually build our actual Gundam. I'm so excited. Thank you guys. I'll see you soon.